the Board of Governors of the school, various year groups, in particular the 1993 year group, former headmasters, the headmaster and staff of the school, student, parent, chiefs, and queen mothers, the media, all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I wish to thank the organizers of the 70th anniversary celebration for inviting me to give the keynote address. And I understand that the keynote address will highlight major issues that stakeholders will have to deliberate on that will promote and improve upon quality. I am indeed grateful. I was a student here from 1988 to 1993, and later from 1993 to 1995, and also served as a post-A-level national service person in 1995-1996. And could not have thought that I would be invited to perform in the role as a keynote speaker for the 70th anniversary celebrations. By the way, I was in Kotoka House. I am aware that 70 years in the life of Ketasco defines moment of progress, achievement, and difficulties. Indeed, it is a 70-year of undulating experiences by all stakeholders. It is not in dispute that the 70 years has produced businessmen and women, entrepreneurs, politicians, military officers, police officers, custom officers, lawyers, chartered accountants, engineers, medical doctors, scientists, teachers, lecturers, architects, diplomats, among others, in Ghana and abroad. I was a student in Ketasco when the 40th anniversary was celebrated. At the grand debut of the celebrations, the guest of honor and the then President of the Republic, at the time, the late Flight Lieutenant J.J. Rollins, requested a replay of the school's anthem because the words are inspirational and above all identify with the past, present, and the future. Once to every man and nation comes a moment to decide. This is the beginning words of the first standards. At every anniversary comes the moment to decide about the future direction of the school. The 70th anniversary is not any different. The theme for the anniversary, Ketasco at 70 Retrospect and Prospect, is apt and thus provides the opportunity for stakeholders such as the past student, parents, teachers, and educational authorities to reflect and redefine why we want Ketasco to be in the next future. The topic, the future of quality second cycle education in Ghana. The role of stakeholder is equally important as we are confronted with issues relating to dimensions of quality, the delivery and management of second cycle education in Ghana. The topic sends a signal that quality second cycle education is the business of stakeholders and that it is not the business of government alone. When free secondary education was announced, the entire second cycle education was treated as if the second cycle student have become the property of the government, and that parents and teachers do not have a say in how students are taught, why they are taught, what they eat, and whether or not they have access to textbooks. And above all, parent-teacher associations were relegated to the background, as though PTA contribution was the major barrier to access. Let us take politics away from the management of schools. We know that targeting SHS students at the middle level has implications for politics, as many of them will qualify to vote by the time they are in the final year or the time they are first year in university. Other tertiary institutions. However, quality educational implications will last longer when stakeholders play active roles. Toby Chairman, the undeniable fact is that we may design the mode, content, duration, pedagogical arrangement, of second cycle education in Ghana, but a measurable quality that would define the future contribution of graduates to community and national development is a question of contribution by stakeholders and not government alone. The principle inherent in stakeholder engagement in second cycle education is for stakeholders to participate and contribute to curriculum development and provision of educational infrastructure and conscious support for staff and student welfare. I was surprised that at a PTA meeting, the PTA chairman narrated how he was harassed by national security operative because PTA dues were not to be collected. In Ketasco, I have been informed that PTA dues and contribution have procured for the school completed projects and some uncompleted projects. Some of the projects are two-story 12-unit block dormitory for the boys and coastal project for the school. These are some of the roles played by the PTA as a stakeholder in contributing to educational infrastructure and delivery to Kita Secondary Technical School. However, accountability and transparency by PTAs to their members are key requirements to keep members committed. PTA dues are to be paid directly into a dedicated account. It must not be left to some lone ranger honest person. In handling money, nobody should be trusted with monies of a group without stringent set of rules. Contributors are discouraged when the monies contributed are misused. Those who misapply PTA dues must be punished to encourage commitment from the contributors. Even though PTAs are independent from the schools, the overall effect of the use of the funds directly affect the schools. Recently, some of the SHS students spent 37 days in school and were asked to go on vacation for 56 days. Students were surprised because their teachers, headmasters, and headmistresses were not really aware. The entire SHS system needs to be looked at again to achieve certainty of contact hours. The issue of contact hours is critical in educational delivery and should not be trivialized under the second cycle educational framework. Lobby Chairman, I have been informed that the past student of Ketasco contributed immensely to procure some infrastructure for the school. Notable among them is 12-seater toilet facility for boys, 12-seater facility for girls, 12-unit squatting facility for boys, ICT infrastructure, supply of science equipment, supply of computers, supply of sports equipment and facilities, re-roofing of the senior block, clinic equipment, art studio and gallery. These contributions demonstrate that stakeholders are willing to support government to provide educational infrastructure for secondary schools across the country. The government should be seen to be encouraging stakeholders such as PTAs, past students, friends of the schools to contribute in various ways to educational infrastructure, equipment, and support for students and teachers. There is a perception of fear among those who are managing the second cycle institution, as they may be interdicted, suspended, or posted to places considered inconvenient to the person in question. Fear destroys good intentions. By collaboration, promote progress and development. We need to do away with fear and create an environment that encourages commitment, design of strategic plan to define the future direction of second cycle education in the country. There are family factors that may compromise quality education, such as poverty and harsh environment. I therefore call on parents to provide a positive environment for their wards, and above all, parents should invest in their children beyond free SHS. The definition of quality education is a debatable topic in the country. Is it about the number of students who pass and the grade they obtained? Is it about the skills acquired in school, or both? Some countries are measuring quality of the educational system by the skills acquired by the student, such as technological skills, data skills, creative skills, and skills to attempt ventures, and to ensure inclusive and equitable access to education that may promote lifelong learning. We used to have the concept of schools under trees. Now we have, in addition to schools under trees, in certain parts of the country, writing and learning on the floor. This pronounces inequality and inequity. There is overcrowding in many second cycle institutions that militate against quality. When the minimum standard of infrastructure, administrative staff, and teachers are provided for all schools, there will not be the need for parents to target specific schools for their children to attend. Also, the minimum acceptable standard of quality will be achieved wherever the student is placed. The UN Sustainable Development Goal 4 focuses on inclusiveness and equitable quality education, and these are to promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Technology as a promoter of quality education should be assessed and deployed. For instance, the curriculum for JHS students demand that they use phones and tablets at home to do most of their homework. We have accepted the catalyst effect of technology in education. Is it not time that we hold stakeholder engagement to discuss whether devices such as phones and tablets should be allowed in secondary schools to foster creative learning among our children? The recent policy announcement by the Vice President to provide a tablet to each SHS student reinforces the fact that there should be stakeholder engagement that will lead to the use of phones, tablets among SHS students to foster creative learning. We know senior high schools are not allowed to use phones nor tablets. The intention to supply schools with tablets means a request for policy change. Even though technology is good, the negative use creates fertile grounds for cyberbullying, such as overloading students with text messages which are sensitive regarding sex, threat to life, and blackmail. All this causes emotional distress for students, and in environment of weak infrastructures to address such issues, quality is affected negatively. Teachers are important element in the chain of stakeholders. Availability, acquaintance with the curriculum by the teachers are a key requirement to contribute to quality education. Contact hours the students have with their teachers and the general environment provided for the teachers to deliver are required to ensure teacher productivity. They learn to teach, they counsel, they guide that all men may be enlightened. They are the bedrock of knowledge. They are the kindest of them all. They train, they mold to impart all virtues that Ghana may be strengthened. I therefore call on the teachers to rise up to the call, to step up their contribution to quality second cycle education. Teachers indeed are indispensable stakeholders in educational delivery. Our teachers are encouraged to be role models and a motivational force to students. There should be a cohesion among teachers. Empire building should be discouraged. Division, sectionalism, politics, and tribalism should not be encouraged. Impact-based valuation in educational delivery should be encouraged. Academic knowledge is of less importance in the absence of appropriate value systems. It is therefore necessary for each teacher to evaluate their own methods and skills for improvement. Quality should be seen holistically, particularly at program levels. For example, if the science program in Ketasco is churning out good grades, but home economics, general arts, and technical programs are not churning out good grades, quality is not holistic in that scenario. My student, indiscipline and disrespect towards students and staff, engagement in violence and immoral activities tracks you down from the path of success. You are advised to be guided by your goals. You are a part of the effort to achieve quality in our educational delivery agenda. Do your part. Toby Chairman. Indeed, stakeholders have diverse roles to play in contributing to quality education in the second cycle schools in Ghana. The educational authorities should take advantage of what stakeholders can do to promote quality education in Ghana. Finally, Toby Chairman, let us not waste the opportunity created for us by the 70th anniversary celebrations to develop or revise our strategic plan for Ketasco, to redefine our position in the next 5 years, to include the capacity of the school in terms of the number of students we want to enroll in the next 5 years, and the number of teachers to teach them, the number of administrative and auxiliary staff we need, the set of infrastructure needed, our participation in national affairs, and funding plans for these projects. I wish to kindly appeal to all past students to devise a new plan of action to contribute to our schools with a level of commitment never seen in the history of the school. Let us revive the year groups. Let us make the school attractive to all. May God bless Ketasco. May God bless the headmaster, staff, and all workers of the school. May God bless all past students, and may God bless Ghana. Thank you.